everyone.
Good morning.
So, first on behalf of Chicago Assembly Plant and Grant Morton, myself, I'm Jan Ullman. We'd like to welcome you here today. And I hear we have some great news that's about ready to be announced. And before we make those announcements, I do want to say that today we are starting to ship product, and we have brought on we are the center of excellence for the Ford police interceptors. All right? And one thing special about Chicago is that it is all in the Chicago area. The outfitting, everything is right here in Chicago, and we are the center of excellence for Ford Motor Company, which brought 1,200 new jobs to Chicago. And because of that, from what I understand, the city's announcement of purchasing the police vehicles today is the largest first commitment entry to date. All right, and what we want to really challenge is that other cities as well as states, rise to that challenge and beat Chicago, right? But we want to really personally thank the mayor as well as the city of Chicago. This is very exciting for us and shows the commitment that the mayor and his team has supporting jobs in Chicago. And with that, I'd like to introduce Mayor Emanuel.
That's Jan's gentle way of putting the arm on you. So I want to thank you for that. First of all, I am proud that the Chicago Police Department of the City of Chicago is not only placing the first order, but the largest order with 100 vehicle interceptors to be purchased. Just yesterday, we finished, and I want you to know there's an innovation free the car. While you guys do all your innovation and all your design work and all the work here at the plant, we ran the first online auction. In the past, auctions are secret bids, they come in an envelope, and that's it. We actually ran a process, online auction, which is a reverse eBay auction. It went on for hours. Actually, I had to send pizza up at some point, they were watching it. But it came in less than what we benchmarked. So while we're doing this, we're also saving the taxpayers money from what we originally thought we were going to have to do. Our expectation was about $130 million. Came in about 16% less. So it's going to be less than what we thought, but it's going to be fourth up. And we're proud of that, and we're very pleased to do that because it's the right thing to do. Now, prior to this, when Ford was considering adding a third shift at this plant here in the city of Chicago, if I'm not mistaken, it's also the oldest plant in the Ford family. We made a series of investments as a city to make sure that this plant stayed competitive. We have invested in the bridge right here at Torrance and 130, which with about $26 million, of which $7.2 million in local money. There were federal resources behind that. Then we redid Torrance Avenue at 130 Torrance, which was $160 million with $32 million of local money and investment. Jan, I did not get a chance to tell you, but I know as you dealt with all the employees having the parking facility next door, we are putting $1 million into the bridge, so they don't have to go over the street, but they can walk across the bridge to get to the plant on time, ready to go, ready to get work. So all three shifts will have that, and those are the investments. Well, we have, and we also did stormwater improvements, which was a problem, here at the plant. And Tom Powers of the Water Department made the necessary work to fix that. Everything we've done to date was outside the plant. The city of Chicago now is going to do something inside the plant, which is place an order for 100 vehicles, the first Interceptor, the largest order to date. I committed to Alan Mulally, the CEO, to Mark Fields, the North American, to Jam, to all of you. I said I would write any letter, make any phone call to any police department, any mayor who's looking at this order right now. Because we not only have the cars built here in Chicago, designed here in Chicago, we're going to put our money where our mouth is. We're going to order the cars here from this plant. We have the best. I told, and Ford knows this, I didn't have to tell Alan and Mark this. We have the best workers, hardest workers here. This plant is the best exporting plant for the Ford company of all the factories that they have. They consolidated from Canada all the police work here, which is one of the key pieces of the third shift. I visited the Ford Interceptor on the floor at McCormick Place. It looks a lot better here, and it will look a lot better when we put the Chicago Police Department decal on it, and it will now be on our street, protecting our residents, protecting our police department. This is a win for the taxpayers, a win for the workers, a win for the community of the south side of Chicago that produces this, and a win for the Ford workers who work here at a great plant doing great work. And I'm proud to have been part of this, and I can't wait for our tour. I've been back, I was here in the campaign, I was here after the campaign, and I was here with President Obama when he came to give a speech about what now seems a little while ago, 16 months ago, when he talked then about what was emerging in the auto industry and its comeback. And this factory, like others, is a telling sign that if you invest in the American workers and the American ingenuity, we can come back and do the tough things that are necessary. Adding that third shift, 1,200 here at the supply facility, to Rahm another 700. So a total of 2,000 jobs. 1,200 in the plant, 700 outside the plant. All for the investments we're making, both on the roads, the physical infrastructure, and now with the purchase order that I actually think is a win, as I said, for the taxpayers, and a win for the police department, our residents, and clearly a win for Ford and its employees. With that, take any questions.
Isn't this a 5-year commitment?
5 years, it's over 5 years, and that's what the
500 vehicles?
potentially more when you do all the money. But this is the first orders for the first 100. We just finished the auction, as I said last night. Jay, welcome back.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. How much of this, I enjoyed Springfield. How much of this?
That's one person. Now we're looking for the second to confirm that.
I know you would too. How much of this is merely a dollars and cents reverse auction, best deal for the taxpayers, or is there a little bit of a quid pro quo for Ford providing so many new jobs in Chicago?
First of all, the reverse auction, they won based on price. That's what a reverse auction, it gives you the transparency, unlike a sealed envelope. Second, although it helped on the margins, it was never meant to. About a month ago or 2 months ago, we introduced an ordinance, which was that you get a certain benefit, 2 points I think was the word, 2%, if it's manufactured locally. That played a minor role. Now Ford is not adding, they got a big company, worldwide. Put in there, add a third shipping, and I'm gonna order on the first day 100 police cars. We're doing it because it is dollars and cents. And I'm proud the additional benefit is it's made here by the people in the city of Chicago, by people who live in and around the plant.
So they get an extra 2% off the price because it's manufactured here?
No, local business. Yeah.
Would they have won if not for that?
Yeah. And there's two different auctions. I think it's a slight nudge. I wouldn't call it more than that. It's on the margins, but it was helpful. Anybody else?
Mayor,
Can you tell us, so there were other companies in the running? Can you tell us what the other, who Ford beat for this?
No. I mean, in the first auction, I want to do this right. Group A had 4 bidders, and during the bidding process, there were 332 bids that lasted over 5 hours. Okay? That was the one that had the 2% local bidder. It's on the margins, guys. You're not going to do that. Our expectation was 131 million. The total came in at 115, which is a 16% save. Group B also had 4 bidders in the process of bidding against each other. That's what it means by bidders. There was 200 bids, and that lasted over 3 hours. That had nothing to do with the 2% grant based on local manufacturer.
When do you take delivery? When are the first ones of these going to be on the street?
We start shipping today, but they have to get their order,
Right.
so I mean, that's the timeline.
Right, what's that? By the end of the year. By the end of the year, we'll have them on the street.
Mayor, but there was a controversy during Jody Reese's here. He switched to SUVs. How many of these are going to be SUVs, and are they the ones you want?
The Interceptor is both an SUV as well as a sedan. I will remind you, since it's interesting that it's snowing a little, not very light snow. Last year, some of us during the blizzard had the unique experience of pushing out a Tahoe because it was ordered with only two-wheel drive. This is all-wheel drive, which is a different type of vehicle. Some of us remember that experience well, and I would have a shoulder ache to show for it.
So that was foolish then.